Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sport. And in this video, we are going to talk about the Liverpool-West Ham game back on Saturday. Well, West Ham United, fair play to them. They've had some good games and they thought they were probably going to get something from Anfield after their heroic performance against Tottenham Hotspur. And of course, getting that draw with Manchester City. It's been good form with David Moyes. But Jurgen Klopp and his men, and thanks to Mr. Jota, they got themselves a valuable 3 points because, well, Luke, let's start off with you. Jota, what a signing this man is becoming. I mean, I thought in the summer, it was a bit out of the blue, I felt, when the signing was announced pretty much straight after Thiago joined. But look, here he is. He's saving your ass at the moment.
Yeah, I know. Like, when we missed out on Timo Werner, I was a bit worried that, oh no, Liverpool not going to have the money to get a forward in. But when we signed him, I thought, okay, a bit unsure about the money that we spent and the fact that Keanu Hoover went sort of in the other direction. But he's been a revelation. He's been really, really good. He's been good. He's come up with vital goals. I feel like he adds something different. He adds something different, which everyone who supports Liverpool has been crying out for. Someone a little different. I thought he was the live wire when he came on. The goal that was ruled out for VAR, I thought was harsh. I thought the goal he scored was going to get ruled out because I thought Mane was interfering in play, even though he stood still. But yeah, I thought, he played really, really well. Great. That's going to look like a bargain in a couple of years. And the fact is, he's only 23. So he's only going to get better.
Joe, I feel like with the form Jota's on already, he's definitely knocking on the door to be in the starting lineup. Surely, I think we were talking. I know Firmino and Jota are kind of different players, but there's been a bit of concerns with Firmino. Am I right, Joe, about him and how he's been doing in the last few games? I might be wrong, but I remember some of you were talking about it the other day.
Yeah, like I said in the WhatsApp, Roberto Firmino has been my favourite player for Liverpool for years since he's joined. He's a quality player. There's no denying his quality, but this season, towards the end of last season and the start of this season, he hasn't been performing as well. Obviously, he's got very high standards. But I noticed watching Sky Sports this morning that Stephen Warnock was talking about Roberto Firmino, and he was showing some clips from the weekend. Normally, when Liverpool win the ball in their own half, looking to counter-attack, he's straight onto the halfway line. Firmino dropping back and pulling the defenders away and allowing the space for Salah and Mane to come through. Because Firmino's main thing for Firmino isn't to be scoring the goals; it's the second part of his game. And in previous seasons, he has been chipping in with goals. But his main priority is to be the first line of press when we're out the ball. And then when we're with the ball, is to try and pull the defenders out of position and create space for the two wide players to get in and the midfielders to come in as well. But he wasn't dropping deep or as deep as he has been in previous games, in previous seasons. And I think that he's not been as much of a threat. Okay, he scored against Sheffield United, but he's not been as much of a threat in the box as he has been in previous seasons. And the press seems to be lacking. Maybe it's just a fatigue thing because he played. He's big about it throughout the season, 17-18, got to Champions League now, then it was World Cup with Brazil, then it's the season again with Liverpool, Copa America, Liverpool again last season. Not really had much of a break to do with that, but no. I don't know. But regarding Diogo Jota, he's got to start. He's got to start because it's proven when he started and when he's come off the bench that he's just a live wire.
Maybe. No. It's interesting what you're saying, Joe. Maybe having Jota on the bench is good, though. The super sub, knowing that you've got a player like him on your bench to come on. And it's, as you know, it's all about depth, isn't it? At the end of the day, to win the league, you need depth, unless you're Leicester City. But it's just that way, isn't it? Where you're going to have world-class players have moments. And I think we're experiencing that with Firmino at the moment. So, he's only human. I think he's going to have that, isn't he? I think what we're experiencing this season as well is a lot of players are going to be fatigued because, as you say, there's not really much of a break for any of these players. The moment this season started, this is it till the summer, with the schedule and all that being clashed. I mean, quickly going to... Oh, no, go on, Joe, you got something to say?
The thing is, I think he does need pulling out for a couple of games just to give him a bit of a break and then give him a go. Or you could put Minamino in, but even he hasn't been fantastic when he's come on. I think he's still bedding in. But regarding Diogo Jota, he's the first player since Luis Garcia to score in 3 consecutive home games since his debut. So he scored against Arsenal in Premier League games, so 3 Premier League games. He scored obviously against Arsenal. He scored against West Ham, and I'm trying to remember what the previous home game was.
Sheffield United.
Sheffield United, thank you, Sheffield United. So it's another record broken, and it's cost 40 million, technically 30 if you take into account the Kiana Hueva went to Wolves for 10. So fantastic signing, and if he continues in this form, he'll be one of the best players in the club's history or recent history.
Seb, it's funny, isn't it? Liverpool, in my eyes, have not been convincing, but regardless, they're top. I guess it's normal service for Liverpool.
Worst defence in the league, boys. Well, no, I think that's West Brom.
I don't know what to think anymore because it's clearly the. But
football,
I mean, so worst defence in the league, 15 goals conceded, 7 of those were against Villa. So if you take that game out, they're not the worst in the league.
Yeah, good point.
But still, they conceded 7 to Villa. I like Diogo Jota. I thought he was good at Wolves, and then when he got injured, he kind of had less time on the pitch. He was almost a sub all the time. Even if he stayed, I'm pretty sure now he was probably behind Podence and Neto and Traore, and Traore can't even get a game at the moment. So it seemed a bit weird when Liverpool was spending 44 million euros on him. They did that right after Thiago, so that Bayern Munich didn't think that they had all this money. I mean, clever move from them. But he's something different in that attack, isn't he? He's Firmino, he's been a great servant to Liverpool, but it's easy to say that all Liverpool players just look too tired to play that system that Klopp plays, and putting like a Shaqiri and Jota on, it's different. I mean, I don't think many other Liverpool players would have played that pass that Shaqiri did. You'd have seen. I just think it also needs credit. And I
think he's underrated. Jota. I think he's underrated.
He just doesn't do it often, he's a bit arrogant sometimes.
Player.
He thinks he deserves the top clubs, and that's why he keeps trying, and then keeps.
He's done all right though, hasn't he?
All right, and let's not say more. But Jota
2 Champions Leagues.
Jota's definitely one for the future. But if I'm not wrong, he had many injury niggles last season. So with another compact season, is this going to be another one where we maybe don't see him? I'm just speculating. It might not be the case, but I do worry for that.
You see, it's funny. You've said it a lot, Seb, about Klopp's training and how much demand and pressure there is on these players to keep him impressed, basically. And we especially during this season, as I've already said, the schedule's tight for every team, so it might not help sometimes. But I mean, Joe, going back to you. I mean, Liverpool, they're doing it like they did last season. They have moments where they're going to be drawing in the game and then they get a winner at the end. It just shows, doesn't it? They play 90 minutes, and that's why they're Premier League champions.
Yeah, and it's the hallmark of champions to get a result when you're not playing well and when you're not looking like it so many times last season. Ends up winning the title. It's going to be a lot tighter this year, and it could be any one of the 6-7 teams that can win the league. Liverpool at the moment, which plays Spurs. And
you've got a medal in your room there. You were part of that squad, weren't you? Which not many people know. The kit man of Liverpool Football Club.
Oh yeah, that's a dream. To be honest, it was an honour to win the Premier League last season. But enough about me. Enough. It was about the players that played on that pitch.
What a man! What a man!
To be honest, I think the thing is, it's going to come down to. For Liverpool this season, how many of their key players can they keep fit, and how often can we grind out these results? And at the end of the day, if we keep on grinding out the results, it doesn't matter whether you play pretty football or not. For me, getting that 20th league title and join level with your boys, Jaime, is what's important for me.
Oh, crap.
I think also it's worth noting that Liverpool got a bit lucky on Saturday that David Moyes basically decided to play with 10 men by putting Sebastian Haller up front.
What are you doing? That's what you're doing. It's not a surprise. It's not a surprise.
No, Antonio's a big miss. Antonio would have caused more problems.
Oh yeah, massive miss.
So, Antonio's a great
massive miss. Yeah.
But I'm really gutted that Lanzini didn't score last minute wonder goal again.
We're waiting for it, weren't we?
I didn't think it.
Jota had something different to that Liverpool front line. I mean, I don't think Minamino's done it yet for Liverpool, and I'm not sure he will. There's a reason for which he was
No.
only €8 million, and you can argue about that all you like. There was a reason for it.
He definitely
Jota-
gets flipped for double that.
Yeah, and I remember there was a commentator saying the other day, the young Jota next to the young Minamino. Minamino's 2 years older than Jota, so I mean, he's getting to that point where Jota is the main guy who's going to be behind that front three, and he's doing well. I think Jota should be starting now. I think there's no doubt. Firmino needs a rest, and I doubt he'll get that with Brazil during the international break. He'll come back more tired. So Klopp, next match against City, start Jota, and it adds something different because Firmino probably stays a bit too deep for any defence, and Ruben Diaz, Laporte, okay, they'd be laughing. If you get Jota, what I liked Saturday was he was constantly getting on the last man of the West Ham defence. Even though they were playing very deep, it still caused problems. And one last thing I want to say is that Mane foul is a foul. It's goalkeeper protection. If it's another player, we can probably debate it. It's the goalkeeper. You can't go in on the goalkeeper. There's particular protection, so it's a foul. Unfortunately,
Just Pickford's in prison, I believe, these days as well. After that foul,
it was weird he got rested. But then it was weird he got rested, wasn't it?
It was, wasn't it?
But they said, but it was against
120
Newcastle, so maybe it gets too overhyped.
Yeah.
No, that's probably true. But anyway.
Anyway, of course, in our channel, we will talk about the Man City game with Liverpool. That's next weekend. That's in our separate video. Make sure you check it out on our channel. But anyway, that's where we have it. So should Jota start for Liverpool from now on? I mean, what do you think, folks? Let us know in the comments below. And hey, who knows what's going to happen this season? We might see another 7-2. Who knows? Anyway, my thanks to the lads, and we'll see you next time.